And we are back here at the Panther Classic. It is Jeremy Scott here with you. It's a 7th grade game right now, and we're still getting everything kind of set and ready to go here. But this one is between the OSP Flames and the 740 Thunder. It's Jeremy here with you at courtside, getting ready for what should be another good one. It is scoreless. That one is true. That much is true. As a matter of fact, it was the Thunder who just took it down and weren't quite able to put the ball on the floor. And here we go again. The Flames with it. That's Albert who dishes underneath, and that's up. That's no good for Chirpus. And it goes out of bounds. And it will remain OSP Flames ball. Inbounding it is Albert, and she has it almost taken away by Smith, number 4 for the Thunder. But 7th. Yes, this is a 7th grade game. And it is Albert to inbound this one for OSP. And she does into the low post. That is to Bruce. There's a shot in the short corner. That's up, and that is good. First points for either team. 2 for Albert and the Flames. And the score is 2-0. OSP leads 740 Thunder here in the early going. That is Smith. Smith into the lane. Smith up, and no good. And it's rebounded there by Bruce. Bruce with it. She gets tied up, and the possession arrow will favor the Thunder, and so it will remain at that end. The Thunder inbounding it, and that's to Smith. Smith, she dishes it off, and up top. And there's a baseline drive. That's up, and that is no good, and it's rebounded by the Thunder, and then on her way up is Tucker, and she gets fouled on her way up. And so that's the first OSP Flames foul. And with the score 2-0, the Flames over the Thunder right now. The Thunder will have a chance to get onto the board here via these Tucker free throws. First shot for Tucker is up, and it falls. So 2-1 is the score. As Johnson, number 34, checks in for the Thunder. And sitting will be number 32. Jones. Tucker's second shot is good. So 2-2 is the score. The Thunder tie it up with those free throws. OSP on the other end. That's Albert. She's guarded by Tucker. Albert on the drive, puts it up, gets fouled on her way up. So the Thunder rolling without a scorekeeper here, so I'm kind of getting names as I go here as Albert puts the first free throw up and in. By the way, she's got all 3 of her team's points. As sitting will be Moore for the Flames. Albert getting ready for another free throw attempt. By the way, it was Younger who checked in for OSP. That shot is up and long off the back of the iron, and there's a loose ball. And they're going to say jump ball, and it's going to favor OSP. Will that possession error. So Albert, even though she wasn't able to convert both of those free throws, she was able to get that loose ball. She got tied up, but the ball will remain on this end. OSP on the inbound. That's Kara Guzov with a quick 3, and that is up and no good. And there's a rebound, and on her way up, Ongaro got fouled, and so Ongaro's going to step to the line, and she's going to shoot. Second team foul on the Thunder. Ongaro's first free throw falls, and it is a 4-2 game right now. Ongaro at the line, second shot up and short. Rebounded by the Thunder, pushing the ball back down the floor. 740 Thunder on the move. That's Smith. Smith has it. Smith puts it up. That's no good, and that's rebounded by Ongaro. Kara Guzov to play the point here for OSP. She's met by Smith. Dishes it off to Ongaro. Ongaro has to take it away from her, then out of bounds it goes, and it's going to go off of the Thunder. They weren't able to get it. They poked the ball away, but weren't able to get clean control of it. As Lang, number 43, checks in for the Thunder, and checking out will be number 22. As Karaguzov misses on that shot. And Smith will push the ball up the floor for the Thunder. Into the paint it comes. That's up, and that's no good. Good look for him, but no good. Lang on the second chance, had it blocked away from her. And, ooh, boy. Bodies falling all around. No calls, though, in terms of fouls. They're letting him play as on the other end. That's up, and that's no good by Younger. And it's taken by Lang. So Lang pushed the ball down the floor for the Thunder. Lang is going to pull it outside. As Johnson passes up the three-pointer, gives it back to Lang. Lang drives, and that's up, and that's no good. And there's a loose ball, and that's going to come back to OSP. Out of bounds it goes. It will be Flames ball. As Schaefer checks into the game for the Flames, and Karaguzov will sit. And that'll be Albert playing the point. Albert's going to take it herself and then lose it. And that's Johnson who ends up with it. Tucker gives it over to Johnson. Johnson spinning, passing it back to Smith. And they're going to get a reach in on the Flames. And so it will be 7-4-0 Thunder ball here. They pass it in. That's to Smith. Smith at the elbow puts it up. That's no good. And they're going to say went out of bounds off of the Thunder, and so OSP gets the ball back. 4-2 the score here. We're here at Capital University in Bexley as there's a steal by the Thunder. That's Lang on the steal. She's going to put it back up, and she has it rejected. Albert pushed the ball down the floor now for the Flames. And she tried to find a teammate, and it went off of that teammate's foot. That was Ongero's foot it went off of and out of bounds as Lynn, number 22, checks in, and Landis, number 12, checks in for the Thunder. And it's Thunder's ball, down 2. That's Johnson. Finding Tucker and then having the ball taken away from her. On the steal. On the other end, the Flames now. Chirpus has it. Chirpus gives it off, and that's up, and that's no good for Bruce. And what are they going to say here? And they're going to say it went off of the Flames and goes back to the Thunder. On the other end, Tucker. That's up. That's no good from three-point range. And it's rebounded by Schaefer. Schaefer's got it. She gives it off to Karaguzov. Karaguzov. Bounce pass. Up. No good for Bruce. Loose ball, and it's going to go off of Bruce, they say, and out of bounds, and back to the Thunder. I'll tell you what, the Thunder have had a lot of opportunities here, just haven't been able to do anything with them. As checking into the game is Groves for the Flames, and Chirpus will take a breather. And that's up top to Johnson. Johnson. Over comes to Lang. She's guarded by Younger. Lang on the drive, puts it up, and gets fouled on her way up, and so Lang will have a chance to go to the line and tie this ball game. That's a foul on the Flames, their third. We're at 8:04 to go here in this first half. Not a lot of scoring here in the early going. So points are at a commodity. Lang needs to do what she can with these free throws. And not able to do it that time. No good. Off the front of the rim. As Lang. With a second shot. That's also short. And it's rebounded by Schaefer. Schaefer. Dribbles the ball off her foot, almost loses it. Able to give it off to Younger, and then there's a tie-up, and I do believe that possession error is going to favor the Thunder. So an inopportune time to dribble the ball off your foot there. And it will go back to the Thunder, and there's a timeout on the floor, and we are at 7 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the first half of the 7th grade girls game here at the Panther Classic at Capital University, and we will be back with more right here on GBA TV. And we are back here at the Panther Classic, right here on GBA TV, on Facebook and YouTube. Hey, listen, if you like what you see, don't forget to share it. And don't forget to tell all these coaches and players they can go back and watch it. It's all archived on YouTube. You can look that up on the GBA TV YouTube channel. Subscribe on YouTube, by the way, for all the GBA action from all the tournaments that we broadcast. Back to the action here. The Thunder, that's a three-point attempt for Johnson. That's up and no good. And it's rebounded by OSP. That is Groves on the rebound. And that's going to be Younger bringing the ball up the floor. Younger has it for the OSP Flames. Younger taking it coast to coast. She gets fouled on her way up, and so Younger will shoot two. 4-2 still the score. The Flames clinging to that two-point advantage. Younger. First shot. Rims in there. Younger's first point of the ball game makes it 5-2. Second shot up, and that one too strong, and so 5-2 remains the score. Thunder's got it. On the other end, on the baseline, having it knocked away from her is Landis. OSP push the ball down the floor. That's Younger with it. Younger on the outside. She's guarded by Landis. Gives it off to Karaguzov. Bounce pass to Bruce. Back up top to Chirpus. Chirpus into the lane. Puts it up. That's no good. Rebounded by Landis. Thunder have it. They're pushing the ball down the floor now. And that's Hott. Hott loses it, then gets it back, puts it up and in. Good job there. 5-4 is the score. Good job by her because it looked like she was going to lose it, but good body control by her to get that ball back and put it up and have no trouble scoring. As Karaguzov pushed the ball down the floor for OSP. Onto the baseline it goes, and that's off of the backboard, and the Thunder get it. That was Groves on that shot, and it's Thunder's ball. They could take the lead here. They're down one. Hott with it. Hott into the lane. Hott with the shot, and it's partially blocked, and out of bounds it goes. It's going to remain Thunder ball as Tucker checks back into the ball game for 7-4-0, and who's going to check out? Let's see. Looks like it's going to be Johnson. So that is Tucker in and Johnson out. That's Lynn inbounding it. Inbounds to Tucker. Tucker posts up, puts it up, and the Thunder have the lead for the first time in this game, 6-5. OSP on the other end. Outside, there's a shot. That's up, and that's short from three-point range, and Landis has it for the Thunder. And she gives it off to number 22, and that is Lynn. Cross-court pass taken away by Chirpus. Chirpus on the other end. Lynn tries to get back on defense. Good job there by her to provide a little interference between Chirpus and the basket, and 7-4-0 Thunder get the ball back on the other end. That's Landis. Landis with a shot. That's up, and that falls. That is good. 7-6 the score. I'm sorry, 8-5 the score. Putting the points on the wrong column there. It is 8-5, the Thunder with the advantage over the Flames, and we will be back with more right here on GBA TV on YouTube and Facebook. Back here, courtside at the Panther Classic, 7-4-0 Thunder lead the OSP Flames 8-5. It's Jeremy Scott here on the commentary, and of course Caleb Graham manning the camera. Hey, it's kind of a community effort right here in terms of the camera work being done today. Of course, another thank you to Brian Williams, who provided it to us last game. He kind of came down out of the stands, and he was the parent of one of the players for the other OSP team that we called here this morning. And there was a tie-up, but it is OSP's ball. They are down 3. Karaguzov on the other end, taking it. Bounce pass into the corner. That's up and good. That is a three-point shot for Moore. Her first 3 of the ball game, and that ties it. It is 8-5. As Hott on the other end gives it off to Jones. That's up, and that's no good. It's taken by Landis. Landis has it up, and she gets it partially blocked by Younger. Landis gets the ball back, and she tries to bounce pass, and that's taken away by Ongaro. And they're going to say a foul on the Thunder. That's their third team foul. As on the other end, that's Albert with it. Albert on the right wing. She's met by Hott. Gives it off to Karaguzov. She bounce passes it over to Moore. Moore back to Karaguzov. Short corner shot. That's up. That's no good. That's rebounded by OSP. Ongaro on that rebound. She puts it up. That's no good. There's a tie up underneath. And that possession arrow will favor the 7-4-0 Thunder. Chirpus to check in. And Ongaro to check out for OSP. Inbounds it comes to Hott. Hott playing the point. She's met by Younger. Over to the right, that's Lynn. Lynn back up top to Tucker. Tucker into the lane. She has it stripped away from her. And then being tripped is Younger, and that's a foul on the Thunder. That is their fourth team foul. As Karaguzov will play the point, bring the ball up the floor, and she is met by Lynn. Dribbling outside is Moore. Moore gives it off to Younger. Younger in the short corner. She's tied up. And they're going to call a foul. That foul will be on 32 Jones. That's the fifth team foul on 7-4-0 Thunder. So they've picked up a few quick team fouls here. And we still have 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go here in this first half. So there's a possibility we could be seeing, as there's an inbounds violation there on the part of the OSP Flames and comes back to the Thunder. I was going to say we could be seeing some free throws being shot here before long if the Thunder keep up this foul pace. Bounce pass underneath to Landis. She puts it up and in. So two more for Landis. She's got 4, and she puts the Thunder back on top, 10-8. And a timeout is called on the floor. 10-8 the score, and we are here at the Panther Classic in the shadows of beautiful Columbus, Ohio, here in Bexley. Very nice suburb here, Capital University, the site of this one, and we will be back right here on GBA TV. And we are back here at the Panther Classic at Capital University. Caleb Graham over here on the camera. We're working out some of the volume things going on here. Whenever we hit that music when we go to break, we realize it might have been a little jolting, so we tried to turn it down. As on the other end, that's Albert who put it up and airballed it for the OSP Flames, and the 7-4-0 Thunder get the ball back. That is Jones with it. Jones on the drive. She passes it out to Landis. Landis almost loses it. And they're going to say she did lose, as a matter of fact. She stepped on the baseline there, and there's an injury on the floor. And for OSP, that appears to be Albert, who has some kind of issue there. So with a timeout on the floor for this injury, we'll go ahead and take it with them. With the score 10-8, 7-4-0 Thunder lead the OSP Flames with 3:05 to go here in the first half. Back with more. And we're back. So that injury timeout didn't last too long, and that's a good sign, I would have to say, for Albert, who hit the deck and was apparently grasping at her knee. As on the other end, that's Chirpus, who put it up and missed that shot. As Tucker has it, gives it off to Landis. Landis, bounce pass, but nobody was home, and back it's going to come to the Flames. Looked to me like she was looking for Hot. She was expecting a zig by Hot, but Hot zagged. And that is why it comes back to the Flames. Karaguzov on the drive. She's going to put it up. Karaguzov takes it herself and misses it. That's Landis on the rebound. Good look there for Karaguzov. Good job by her to split a double team near midcourt. As a matter of fact, right in front of our table. Wasn't able to finish, though. Tucker has it stolen away from her. That is number 10, Schaefer on the steal. Schaefer on the other end puts it up and in. It's a tie ball game once again. 10-10 is your score. Johnson getting ready to check back in for the Thunder. Over to Hot. Bounce pass off of one player and back into the hands of OSP. That's Chirpus pushing the ball down the floor. Chirpus with it. Chirpus with a shot, and that's short. Chirpus gets her own rebound, and that one goes in for Chirpus. Her first 2 of the ball game. 12-10 the score. The Flames back on top by 2. Tucker gives it off to Landis. And it's taken away by OSP once again. That's OSP on the steal. That's Moore with it, and there's a tie-up. And it'll be an inbounds pass for OSP Thunder. Referee indicates white sideline, so that means Karaguzov will check out of the ballgame, it looks like, for OSP. And I didn't quite see who checked in for her, but Karaguzov does indeed take a little breather. I think that may have been Younger who checked back into the ballgame for the Flames. So, on offense, that's Moore being guarded by Lynn. Pass it outside to Schaefer. Schaefer guarded by Smith, splits that, puts it up. That's no good. That's rebounded by Bruce underneath. She puts it up and in. Bruce for 2 makes it 14-10. The Flames on top by 2 possessions. Lynn playing the point. She's met by Moore. Onto the right wing, that's Johnson. And that's stolen away by Chirpus. Chirpus on the fast break. Chirpus, it's 2-on-1. Chirpus gets the ball back underneath. Low post. That shot is up and it's partially blocked. And what are they going to say here? They're going to say timeout on the Thunder. All right, so 14-10 is the score. And we're at 53.4 ticks to go here in the first half. Back with more on GBA TV. And we are back here at the Panther Classic. Capital University to the site of this one. 7th grade girls game between the OSP Flames and 740 Thunder. OSP leads by 4, and they have possession of this one. We're under a minute to play. There's a 3-point shot for Moore. That falls short, and is taken by the Thunder. The Thunder back on offense now. That is Smith who has it. Smith's got it for the Thunder. Smith with a spin move on Schaefer. Smith into the lane, puts it up. That's no good. Rebounded by Johnson. She puts it up and in. Johnson with her first pair of the game, and now the score 14-12. The Flames lead the Thunder, but only by a bucket. Younger into the corner. Passing up the 3-pointer is Moore, decides to take a 2-pointer instead, and underneath the hoop to get that is Bruce. And then Bruce tried to find somebody to pass to, had it stolen away from her by Lang. Lang's got it now. Lang's pushing the ball down the floor for the 740 Thunder. Pass outside to Lynn. Over it comes to Smith on the right wing. She's guarded by Schaefer. Bounce pass to Johnson on the elbow, and she has it taken away from her. And that will be the end of the first half. All right, so with the score 14-12, OSP leading 740 Thunder. The teams will huddle up, and we'll be back with the second half here on GBA TV on Facebook and GBA TV on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. All right, and we are back here at the Panther Classic. The score 14-12, getting set for the second half of this one. It is Jeremy Scott here at courtside doing the commentary thing. And, of course, on camera, Mr. Caleb Graham. Again, it's kind of a community effort. We're kind of tag teaming the whole camera thing. Everybody is kind of chipping in and doing that. We pulled parents out of stands to do it. So it's just kind of like whoever is available. But we appreciate everybody who has stepped up. And, of course, we appreciate you for tuning in. Don't forget, if you like what you see here, share these posts. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to GBA TV. That way you can keep up with all the action that we carry, not just at this tournament, but at future tournaments as well. We really appreciate everybody who has tuned in, and we'll have action for you throughout the day here on GBA TV, both on Facebook and on YouTube. It's 7-4 Thunder's ball, the 7th grade girls game. They trail it by 2 to the OSP Flames, but it will be the Thunder's ball to start off this second half, and that will be number 22, Lynn, to inbound, and it looks like that'll be number 4, Smith, to play the point and bring this ball up the floor. So the ball is inbounded, and we are full go here, the second half of this game. And there's a steal, and then it's taken back by Lang. And that's Tucker. Tucker thought about a three-pointer, decided to pass it up. Bounce pass to the outside, and that is Smith with it. Smith on the left wing. She's guarded by Moore, and she brings it back up top, and they reset everything due the 7-4 Thunder, who trail by 2. And that is an interception. That's intercepted by OSP. That was Groves on that steal, and there's a tie-up. And it'll be the possession arrow to favor OSP. So OSP will get this possession. So that essentially amounts to a steal there. Karaguzov gives it off to Moore. Over comes to Ongaro. Back up top, thinking about a three-pointer as Groves decides to pass it up and pass it back to Ongaro, who has some trouble handling that pass, but gets it back. And then that ball is poked out of bounds. Ongaro was looking for Groves, but then it was poked out of bounds by Tucker, and who are they going to say that was off of? I think it should be OSP's ball. Yes, it will be OSP's ball. That'll be Younger to inbound it. And inbounds it comes to Karaguzov. Hands it off to Younger. Younger up top with a drive, with a underhanded shot, and she's fouled on her way up. So Younger, who was 1 for 2 from the foul line during that first half, that was her only point, came via that one free throw I was just talking about. We'll go back to the foul line for a couple here, and that's the first team foul on either side the second half. First shot is up, and rims out, no good for Younger. Gets a little encouragement from Karaguzov and Groves. Second shot is up. That one falls. So 2 trips to the line for Younger. 1 for 2 both times. And the score, 15-12. Smith with it. She's guarded by Moore. Smith as a couple of Thunder players run into each other in the lane. She finds Johnson. That's a 2-point shot. That's up no good. Rebounded by Lang. Lang underneath the hoop. That shot up. That's no good. Rebounded by Karaguzov. Karaguzov trapped in the corner in the back court. And there was a timeout called before Karaguzov hit the deck. And so the score 15-12. Well, nope. They're going to say no timeout. All right. They're just going to say that was a foul on the Thunder, I guess. So I could hear the coach on the OSP sideline calling timeout, but they did not hear him. So, with that being the case, it will be OSP's ball. That's Moore, passing it outside to Groves. Groves to the foul line. That's Ongaro with a shot. That's up, that's no good, and that's rebounded by Johnson. She hands it off to Tucker, but it was Johnson who did the dirty work on that rebound. And on the other end, that's Lynn. Lynn to Tucker. 3-point shot. That's no good. That's rebounded by Lang. Good scrappy effort there by Lang, and she gets fouled on her way up. So Lang, who is 0 for 2 from the line so far here today, is going to get a chance to redeem herself right now. First team foul on OSP. Lang at the line. First shot is up, and no good. As Bruce and Schaefer will check in. Meanwhile, Groves and Ongaro will sit for OSP. Lang looking for her first point. That one's no good. And it's rebounded by OSP. So Lang 0 for 4 here at the charity stripe today. And her team is down 3. Karaguzov on the outside, up top. Karaguzov gives it off to Schaefer. Schaefer going to attempt a three-pointer because nobody was open. That one's no good. And loose ball. That's taken by Chirpus. And there's a whistle. Why the whistle? What are they going to say here? Nope, no whistle. That was apparently on the other floor. All right, so we'll play on here. We've got 2 games going on simultaneously here at this court as Karaguzov drives it and gets fouled on the drive. So Karaguzov, who hasn't scored yet, will go to the free throw line for a pair. And that's the 3rd team foul on 740 Thunder. Landis getting ready to check back into this ball game for the Thunder. Landis and Hott. Karaguzov at the foul line. First shot is up. It's good. 16-12 the score as Landis and Hott do check in for the Thunder, and Smith will sit, as will Tucker. So Karaguzov, 1 for 1 at the line so far. And 1 for 2, she misses that one. Rebounded by the Thunder, so the score 16-12, the Thunder down by 4. They have the ball, and that's intercepted. That was Chirpus who stepped into the passing lane and grabbed that one. Now she pushes the ball down the floor for OSP. She gives it off to Schaefer. Schaefer outside to Moore. Moore for 3. It's good. So Moore has 6 points, all of which I should say, have come off of 2 3-pointers. And the score now 19-12. It's a 7-point advantage, largest lead for either side so far here this morning. In the low post, that's Johnson. That's up. That's no good. Johnson gets it back. Johnson, low post. Another shot. That's no good. That's taken by Landis. Landis underneath the hoop gets fouled. And so Landis will go to the foul line, and she will attempt to pair. That foul on number 14, Moore. That's the 2nd team foul on the Flames. And so Landis, who has 4 points, has not gone to the line yet today, but that changes right here. Landis' first shot is no good. Karaguzov checks out for OSP as Younger checks back in. Landis. 0 for 1 this trip. And 0 for 2. That one's no good, and there's a tie-up. And that will belong to the Thunder. So the Thunder, good job by them to tie up OSP and keep possession of this ball. Linda inbound. Does to Landis, and she has it swatted away from her by Schaefer. And they're going to say that it was last touched by the Thunder. They're going to say that Landis touched it last, so it's going to come back to Ohio Sports Plus. There's a full court press by the Thunder. They're going to back off of it, though. And that's Younger pushing the ball up the floor. Younger. Into the lane she goes with the right hand, and then that ball gets stuck, so that'll amount to a tie-up, and it's going to remain at this end whenever they get the ball down there. And they bring another basketball in to try and shoot that one down. 19-12 the score. And, of course, we'll have more GBA Panther Classic action coming at you all day long as they do get the ball down, and that does indeed amount to a jump ball. And so I do believe the possession arrow favors. No, they're going to say that's a turnover. Now they're getting it sorted out, and that should be OSP's ball. Okay. So I was right. Never question your instinct, kids. That's what we learned from this lesson here. Okay. So with that being the case, it is indeed OSP's ball. The possession arrow did favor them as it's inbounded to Chirpus. Chirpus gets the ball over to Younger. Younger up top. And that's Schaefer. Schaefer on the runner. That's up. That's no good. And 2 players from the same team vying for it. It's Lang who ends up with it for the Thunder. She gets it up to Landis, and Landis has some trouble controlling it, and OSP gets the ball back. That's Chirpus. Chirpus up top to Bruce. Bruce back over to Moore. Moore on the right wing. Moore's going to pull up. Moore's going to not take a shot, instead give it to Bruce, who pivots into the lane, puts it up. That's no good. And rebounded by Johnson. Up ahead to Landis, who has it taken away from her by Schaefer. Schaefer with it. She is guarded by Hott, and she gives it off to Bruce. To Chirpus. Chirpus on the drive with the shot. Bank shot is no good. And that is up ahead to Landis. Thunder get the ball back. Landis, up top it comes to Johnson. Over it comes. That's a shot that's up, and that's no good. But that's going to be a foul on number 4, Chirpus. The third team foul on the OSP Flames. And so Hott will go to the free throw line now for a pair. Hott has not gone to the charity stripe yet today, but she does here, and she makes the first one. That is good. 19-13 the score. Couple of substitutions on both ends. Landis checking out for the Thunder, and I do believe that was Jones who checked back in for the Thunder. As Karaguzov is back into the game for the Flames. Hott with 3 points. And it remains at 3. She's short on that free throw attempt, but Lang gets that offensive board. So Johnson has it now for the Thunder. Johnson into the lane. She's going to go, and she's going to put the ball up and get fouled on her way up. And that foul on number, who are they going to say? 23, I do believe. That was Ongaro. And that's the 4th OSP Flames foul. So they've got 4 team fouls. The Thunder have 3. And Johnson's at the free throw line and makes that first foul attempt. So 19-14 now, the score. As Johnson's second shot falls. So Johnson's got 4 points, 2 for 2 at the foul line there. And once again, it's a 4-point ball game, 19-15, as they have some trouble inbounding due the Flames. And that's a steal. That's up and good for Hott. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-point ball game, 19-17. The Flames lead the Thunder, but that press worked that last time there for the 7-4-0 Thunder. That's Karaguzov with it. Gives it off to Moore on the right. Moore drives in the lane, has it stolen away from her. And what are they going to say? Are they going to say a foul? That foul on number 32, Jones. And that's the 4th 7-4-0 Thunder foul. And a couple of substitutions to speak of. 14 and 10 for OSP sit. Moore is 14, Schaefer is 10. And a couple of players to check back in as there's an inbounds pass, and it looked like Chirpus wasn't quite ready for it as the Thunder get it back. The Thunder pushing the ball down the floor. That's Lang. Lang underneath. And that's a foul on Groves. So Groves for the OSP Flames called with a push. That's the 5th team foul on OSP now. So they're a couple away from getting the Thunder to shoot free throws, and we still have 8 minutes to play here in the second half. Thunder down 2. They get the ball inbounds to Lang. Lang fouled on her way up, and she's going to go back to the foul line, and she's going to attempt a couple. She's 0 for 4 here today. It'd be a good time for her to redeem herself. She could potentially tie this ball game. Lang at the foul line. First shot is up, and no trouble that time. It's a 1-point game. 19-18 the score with Lang at the foul line and a chance to tie it. Shot is up, and that one's going to be no good. That's an air ball, and so that will immediately and automatically go back to the Flames. Lang having some trouble at the charity stripe here today. She is only 1 of 6, so 19-18 OSP clings to a 1-point advantage. Karaguzov has it. She pushed the ball past half court. Karaguzov on the drive. She's going to pull up, and she's going to have the ball poked away from her. That's stolen away by the Thunder. That was Lynn who poked the ball away from Karaguzov. Lynn on the other end. She gives it off, and that is number 30, Hott with it. Outside to Johnson. Johnson on the right gives it back to Hott up top. Underneath it comes to Lang. Lang puts it up, and she's fouled on her way up. So another foul. By the way, that's the 7th team foul on the Flames. So the Thunder, doesn't matter if they're shooting or not the rest of the way, they will be shooting at least 1 free throw. And that will be Lang at the line for a pair here. First shot rims in there for her. It's tied, 19-19. Lang's second shot is no good. That one's short, and there's a loose ball tracked down by Lynn. So offensive rebound here for the Thunder. Johnson's going to attempt a three-pointer, and it's no good, and it's rebounded by Ongaro, and out of bounds it goes. They're going to say off of Hot, and so the Flames get the ball back in a tied ball game, 19-19, OSP on offense. Inbounds it comes. That's to Younger. Younger pulls up, and she has the ball poked away from behind by Lynn, and that's going to go off of the 7-4-0 Thunder and out of bounds. And a timeout is called on the floor. 19-19 the score with 7:11 to go. Oh, thank Kevin. Second half of this one here at the Panther Classic. We'll be back with more right here on GBA TV. Back here at the Panther Classic, the score, 27-23. This one's become a dandy here. Thunder lead the Flames, and that's Kara Guzoff on offense. She gets a pick as Kara Guzoff attempts a quick three, and it's good. Kara Guzoff with a big three-pointer there. The score, 27-26. The 7-4-0 Thunder still lead the Flames, but it's only a 1-point advantage. That's Smith, who gives it off to Tucker. Tucker at the foul line. She has the ball poked away from her and out of bounds, and they're going to say that was off of the Thunder, so it's going to go back to OSP. Schaefer will inbound this one, and we are at 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go here in the second half. Kara Guzoff on offense for the Flames, who trail by 1. Over to Schaefer. Up top it comes to Moore. Over to Ongaro. Ongaro in the paint having some trouble with that one, and there's a tie-up, and they're going to get a foul on OSP, and so they're going to say that it is going to be Lynn to go to the foul line. Lynn has not. Apparently the Thunder coach was trying to call for a timeout there, but they called the foul, and so the timeout, the referee came over and said, "Are you sure you didn't want a timeout there?" She says, "Yeah, I think we're good because we would rather have these free throw attempts." So that's Lynn at the foul line. First shot is up and rims out. That is no good. And that one is waved off. And did they count that basket? Well, let's see here. Yes, they did. So that's a 3-point possession there. And the score is now 30-26. The 7-4-0 Thunder lead it by 4 once again. All right, so now that we got this sorted out, it's OSP Flames with the ball. They're down by 2 possessions. It's 30-26, and that's stolen away by the Thunder. The Thunder are tied up. And that possession arrow will favor the Flames, it looks like, as Bruce checks back in and Ongaro checks out. 30-26, we're at 1:56 to go here in the second half. Inbounds it comes to Kara Guzoff. Back it comes to Chirpus. Chirpus on the drive, she puts it up and she's fouled on her way up, and so Chirpus will go to the free throw line for a pair. And that's the 6th team foul on the 7-4-0 Thunder. Kara Guzoff and Moore come over for some instructions here on the OSP sideline as Chirpus attempts the first free throw and makes that first free throw. Pretty big free throws here for Chirpus. 30-27. It's a 1-possession ball game once again as Chirpus gets set for her second foul shot attempt. It is up, and it's no good. It's rebounded by Bruce. Offensive board there for OSP. Chirpus gets it back, puts it up. That's no good, and that's taken by Chirpus, and then Chirpus is tripped up, losing the ball. No foul call, and then it's taken away by Moore. Boy, a lot of action here with a minute and a half to go here in the second half. Chirpus drives the baseline. She gives it off to Bruce, and they're going to say that Chirpus was tripped on that little drive there before she passed it off, and so Chirpus, that is the 7th team foul on 7-4-0 Thunder, so that should be a 1-and-1. Yes, it will be. All right, so Chirpus will go to the free throw line where she is 1 of 2 as Tucker checks out of the ball game for the 7-4-0 Thunder. And that foul was called on Johnson, by the way. This is a 1-and-1. As they're sorting out a few things here, I think they're trying to see how many team fouls. For my count, I've got 7 team fouls on the Thunder and 11 on the OSP Flames, but we'll see what the official scores have to say about this. As we get this sorted out, don't forget we will indeed have more Panther Classic action coming at you all day long here on GBA TV, both on Facebook and on YouTube. And boy, I tell you, this has been some day so far. We're about halfway through it, and we've got a few more games to go before this is all wrapped up and said and done. And we're here on the main court here. I'm sorry, not the main court. This was on, well, it is one of the main courts. There are 2 main courts here. We're on main 2. We're on the second of the 2 main courts here at Capital University in Bexley. right in the shadows of beautiful downtown Columbus. If you've never been to Bexley, I tell you what, it's a heck of a nice neighborhood to drive through. A lot of nice houses around here, a lot of nice little restaurants and cafes in the main downtown area, if you will. So, yeah, Bexley is a really nice place to be. If you've never been to Bexley, I highly recommend it. This message brought to you by the Bexley Tourism Bureau, I guess, unofficially speaking. I don't actually work for them. I work for GBA TV. But I do want to tell you that this is a really nice facility, and hats off to everybody here at Capital University helping to make this tournament run as well. We always thank Jeff Ferguson and John Ferguson and, of course, Caleb Graham and Tom Strasser whenever he's around. Of course, he's in Cincinnati right now for a different GBA tournament, but also big kudos go out to all the people at all these different sites helping to make it happen. So they continue to sort things out here at the scorer's table. We'll go ahead, we'll take a timeout and be back with the conclusion of what has become a very good game. 1:31 to go here in the 7th grade girls game. The 7-4-0 Thunder lead the OSP Flames 30-27. Back after this. And we are back here at the Panther Classic. So that was what they were working on. How many team fouls were on each? I've got 11 for the Flames and 7 for the Thunder, and I guess they're going to use me as the tiebreaker here and say, indeed, they should be shooting a 1-and-1 here. So it's Turpus at the line for this 1-and-1 situation. Shot is up, and it's good. 30-28 the score. These are huge free throws for the rest of the way for both of these squads. Second shot is up, and it falls. So Chirpus 2 of 2 at the charity stripe. 30-29, excuse me, the score. And it's a 1-point game. The Thunder do lead it by 1, and they have the ball. We're under a minute and a half to play. Chirpus on defense, guarding Smith on offense. And there's a pass over to Hott. Hott puts it up and in. Good job there by Hott to bank that shot. She had to do a little pump fake there, but it worked for her. 32-29. The Thunder back on top by 3. Moore on the drive. Moore has it knocked away by Smith. Bruce has it, though, and Bruce has it knocked out of her hands, and it's going to go off of Bruce. They're going to say it went off of her knee and out of bounds, so it belongs once again to the 7-4-0 Thunder. As a timeout is called by OSP. They want to talk things over on that sideline with 1:01 to play here in this second half. We'll be back right here on GBA TV. And we're back. 32-29 is the score. 7-4-0 Thunder with the lead and the ball. It's 32-29 indeed. A 3-point ball game. Under a minute to play. We're at 53 and winding. As Hott has it. Hott has it. She's going to take it coast to coast. Put it up. That's no good. Rebounded on the offensive side by Landis. And it's taken away by Chirpus. Chirpus has it now for the OSP Flames. The Flames have this one. And it's Chirpus who's going to pull up and let the offense do its thing here. Over to Younger on the right. Younger is going to step back outside and then step back inside and get tripped. And so Younger, with that 8th Thunder foul, will go to the free throw line, and she will shoot a 1-and-1. And Younger is 2 of 4, so 50% at the foul line here today. First shot is up, and it's good. 32-30. With a chance to cut into this lead even more for Younger and the Flames. Second shot for Younger is up and drops. It's good. So Younger with 2 big free throws there. 32-31 is the score. Full court press on, and there's a pass up to Johnson. Johnson gets it across the timeline for the Thunder. Johnson passes it backwards, almost has it taken away by Younger. It's taken away by Chirpus, and then out of bounds it goes, and they're going to say it's off of Chirpus and out of bounds. Boy, I'll tell you what, Chirpus looked like she had a good, clean shot at that ball, but she just wasn't quite able to get 2 hands on it, and there's a timeout on the floor. 32-31, the Thunder lead it by 1. 19.2 seconds left to go. Boy, I tell you what, we've had a string of good games here on GBA TV. Hopefully they all continue this way throughout the day, and we will be back with the conclusion of this one right here on GBA TV. And we are back here on GBA TV. The score, the Thunder 32, the Flames 31. Boy, I tell you, what a good 7th grade girls game this has been. Quality basketball here at the Panther Classic all day long, and we will continue to bring it to you. So the Thunder inbound it. They do have the lead, and they do have the ball. That is Hot with it. Hot going to drive it baseline. And they're going to get a foul on Bruce. And that's the 12th team foul, so the Thunder should go to the line, and they should shoot 2 here. And that'll be Hot to do it. Hot 1 for 2 from the line here so far. .1 seconds left to go. 12.1 seconds left to go here in this ball game. And the score is 32-31. Boy, I tell you, this has been one fantastic game. As Hot steps to the foul line where she's 1 of 2. First one drops. Clutch free throw there for Hot. 33-31. Hot with the second one forthcoming. Hot's second shot is long off the back of the iron. That's taken by Younger. Younger's got it. Younger's got it for the Flames. The Flames down 2. We're under 10 seconds to play, and there's a block. Blocked by the Thunder, and there's a tie-up. And who does that possession arrow favor? It favors the Thunder. The Thunder with a 2-point advantage get the ball back with 3.8 seconds left to go. Full court press is on, and there's a quick foul on Chirpus. I'm not sure any time went off the clock. Okay, they're going to say the 0.8 seconds went off the clock. But Chirpus with the quick foul there. That's the 13th team foul on the Flames. And so, with exactly 3 seconds left to play, the Thunder are going to step to the line. Hot will be doing this free throw shooting. Hot 2 of 4 from the line so far today. Makes the first one. So if Hot makes this one, it's pretty much out of reach for the Flames. They'll be down by 2 possessions with 3 seconds left as Hot's second free throw falls. And that's a 35-31 score. And that's Moore with it. Moore's going to heave it from half court, and that's no good. It doesn't matter, though, and that will be the final with the score 35-31. The 7-4-0 Thunder take this one over the OSP Flames, and we'll be back with more action right here on GBA TV.